beat. Turtle, beat. Turtle, beat. Turtle, beat. Turtle, beat. Turtle. I like that.
Woo! We live. All right, what's up, Turtle Riders, and welcome to a very special Friday night edition of Turtleboy Live, brought to you by the good folks over at the committee to re-elect Joe Petty. Make sure you vote for him and make sure they tell the Turtle sent you, all right? So, with us tonight is our everybody's favorite guest, Bret Killoran. How you doing, Bret?
Good. You?
Yeah, I'm glad I've been so excited for this live show, this special edition of Turtleboy Ratchet Madness 2018. I've been playing, we've been working on the bracket for weeks. We wanted to get it just right. Like, we've been moving around the seeds, eliminating bubble teams. We're ready to rock, man. I mean, you've seen the list, right?
Yeah, no. Today I was filling it out like I was doing a sports thing.
I know.
Like, when your buddies give me the cards and shit, you throw $10 at it or whatever the fuck.
Oh, yeah. So for those of you unfamiliar with this, right, we have the 68 hand-picked biggest ratchets of the last calendar year. So that's April till now, all right, of 2017 to now. And we've put them all in a big bracket together. We've seeded them 1 through 16. The 16 seeds, all 8 of them will play a play-in game to get to play the 1 seed. All right. From that point on, there will be 4 regions: the Fupa region, the Chud Stuffer region, the Trap Queen region, and the Cheese Hog region. And the 1 will play the 16, the 2 play the 15, etc. The winners will advance. There will be a final 4. All right. Now, how will they advance? You people will be the ones voting on them. And so we will have, like, for instance, our first, event, our first matchup we will have 1 region at a time. So you'll have 8 matchups, and we will give you the pros and cons of each ratchet. You will vote under each one over who you think should advance, and whoever gets the most votes over 24 hours will go on. Then we move on to the next region. Make sense, Bret?
Pretty simple.
Now, if you recall,
easy as fuck.
Now, if you recall last year's Ratchet Madness, I think you boycotted it because your favorite, the Orney sisters, bowed out in the first round, right?
No, not bowed out. Got outvoted by Tits.
By who? Who they lose? They lost.
They lost to Breasts. Wasn't it the fucking... who the fuck was it that beat her?
They all have breasts.
No, but decent ones for a fucking Ratchet. Fuck's sake.
I believe they got a lot of them.
If I remember yesterday. Never mind fucking last year.
So, yeah. So, basically, last year, our final 4 were, we had an 11 seed make it in Amanda LaCroix from Southbridge. We had we only had one seed make it, and that was the Uxbridge Gypsies. And then we had our 2 finalists, the Fall River Gutter Muppet, who was a 5 seed, versus the 2nd seeded Trashley Lasapio, and Trashley Lasapio won it running away. The only thing we're doing different this year is we're putting cookie blocks on, so you can only vote once, because obviously Trashley was extremely disliked, and so there was clearly a get out the vote thing, like multiple. It's basically how Democrats win elections. Everybody voted a billion times, right? And so, yeah, that's how it works. So we are going to fix it this year so that never happens again. All right. So how we're doing this selection show, how it's going to work is we are going to be going through each of them, starting with the 16 seeds. All right. And then we will be getting all the way down to the 1 seeds. I will not be interacting much with you there. We will save commentary till the end. All right, just because we want to make it nice and dramatic and fun and exciting. All right, and once the whole field has been revealed, we will discuss it. Bret and I will go through each bracket, and we will see who's playing who and talk about who you think will advance. We'll talk to you people, and we'll see who you think will advance. So are you people ready?
Well, wait. Yeah, you got to – well, no, you got to do your thing.
No, you go ahead.
So you got to find –
What were you going to
No,
say?
you got to find out where these people are represented.
Oh, thank you, Brett.
Even though
How can I
it's a
forget?
special edition, you still got to check in with a motherfucker.
That's a great point. Even though it's a special edition of Turtle Boy Live, we can't have an episode of Turtle Boy Live without where you repping. So let us know right now who is in the comment. By the way, there's only 2 people that are appearing from last year's bracket. Only 2 of the 68 were in last year's bracket. So we will see who they are. So let us know, please. Where are you repping right now? Where are you watching Turtle Boy Live from? Because this is always interesting to see where you people are at. So let us know.
Abington, Woburn.
Abington, Woburn, Clarksville, Tennessee. I fucking love how the Turtle is expanding everywhere. West Palm Beach, Florida. That's fantastic. West Bridgewater, Webster, unfortunately. Maine. We got Maine's in the house. Say hello to her. We got Worcester's in the house. Old school. Quincy's in the house. Definitely some Quincy people on here. We got some Florence, a.k.a. Northampton's in the house. They were on Turtle Boy this week. Warren, Rhode Island. Never heard of it. Halifax, South Shore's in the house. Mino Beach. I don't know what the hell that is, Pam. Oxford, Mass. is in the house. Sturbridge is in the house. In the middle of an ice raid in Somerville's in the house. Townsend's in the house. Spencer's in the house. Nowhere near Whitco.
Denver.
Yeah.
All right.
Denver, man, we're all over there. Howland Terrace, Worcester's in the house. Oxford's in the house. Bridgewater, Lowell, Randolph, man, it's everywhere, man. Taunton, Mass. We've seen Northbridge.
This is one of my favorite parts now, besides the freestyle, is where everyone's from.
I know.
It's getting fucking bigger.
Look at this, Gulfport, Mississippi. We got Mississippi, Conway, South Carolina, man. Jesus Christ, Hubbardston. They got Wi-Fi at Hubbardston now. Holy shit. Leominster, Westford. Holy shit, we're everywhere. How many freaking states? I feel like we got half the Confederacy in here already right now. Right? Denver. Holy shit. North Smithfield, Rhode Island. So, I am ready. Are you people ready for Turtle Boy Ratchet Madness reveal? If so, let's do it. Here we go. A little background music.
She's in Brett's basement. Fuck me.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to 2018 Turtle Boy Ratchet Madness Selection Show. First up will be the 16 seed play-in games. Our very first Ratchet will be a man who, if you insult his pizza shop, he will call you fat and brag about how rich he is. The Palmer Pizza Boy. He will be going up against 2 of Worcester's finest who have a tendency to drive around with a baby on their lap while smoking blunts. The Worcester Juice Biscuits. The next matchup will feature Spencer's most infamous stripper who has a tendency to jump in front of cars as part of an insurance fraud scheme. Tiana Trance. She will be going up against the man who has launched the most bootleg lawsuit in the history of Turtle Boy internet lawsuits. Milky Mike Gaffney. The next 16 seed matchup will feature a woman who has a tendency to drive around the North Shore with her child in the back seat while she's blowing coke with the gangbanger she's currently fornicating with, the Salisbury Sea Cow, who will be matched up against an evil little child from Dorchester with a tendency to microwave her pet turtles, the Dorchester Devil Child. And in the final 16 seed matchup, we feature a woman who you may find if you live in the South Shore, wandering around your basement. The Attleboro Scissorsaurus. Her final matchup in the play-in games will go around a man who calls himself a journalist, but really is just trying to get inside of your pants. That would be Wacky Walter Bird. On to the 15 seeds. Our first 15 seed up. He puts the trash in mash pea. He is the most gangster rapper on Cape Cod. He is Hala Akbar. The next 15 seed. If you live in the South Shore, there's a good chance you paid this man $5,000 for a deck that was never finished. The most infamous scam artist who has ever lived, Kevin Ribeiro. Next up, from the 1972 University of Wisconsin fencing team, he rode the bench to make sure it did not fly away. And today, he is the most ghetto superintendent of the Andover Public Schools, Shelley Berman. And the final 15 seeds from the land of Aaron Hernandez. We feature the fighting Bristol Football Moms. On to the 14 seeds. First up, we have an ex-police officer from Woonsocket who has turned into a juice monkey extraordinaire who will fight pretty much everyone. Marsha Bish, the Woonsocket juicehead ex-cop. Our next 14 seed. If you like free speech, you might be a Nazi, and she might eat your head off if you get too close. Tara White. Next up in the 14 seeds, a man who might not be a man. We don't know. He likes to sell food stamps, steal money out of tip jars. And he's dead now, but he can still make Ratchet Madness. The Agawam Fupa Juicer, Fap Juicer, oops. And the final 14 seed on our list is grown-ass men who still get off on riding their ATVs on the highway like assholes. The Dorchester Douche Dumplings. And for those of you unfamiliar with seeds, I saw this question in the comments. The better ratchets will come later on. The lower the seed, the more ratchet you are. Time for the 13 seeds. Here we go. First up, one of our two returnees from last year's Turtleboy Ratchet Madness, who is back in Ratchet Madness for doing the same exact shit she did last year, begging for handouts repeatedly on Facebook, and then selling that the Natick Dumpster Slug. She will be followed by a woman who claims to be hard because she thinks she's from Lowell, but she's really from Billerica, and she will cuss your face out if you don't sell her Newport Lights. The Billerica Baboon. The next 13 seed came on Turtleboy after doing a fake kidnapping scam before threatening Dusky with internet decimation of Chachacher lawsuits. The Taunton Ghetto Clams. And the final 13 seed is a woman who thought it would be wise to go on the Brockton Hub and tell the world that her husband was a pedophile, but she had been covering for him because she was blackmailing him for child support. The Brockton Fupa Juicer. Time for the 12 seeds. First up, have Thor, who is Worcester's biggest fentanyl dealer and entrepreneur restaurateur, before being sent to prison, where his ex-partner used his magical fingers to repeatedly finger blast his wife, Joe Herman and Kevin Perry. They will be followed by a woman who you may have seen while driving around the streets of Dorchester, passed out in her car. But fear not. If you knock on the window, she will go to her trunk to retrieve the Narcan and save a life. The Dorchester Narcan Theory. The next 12 seed is a man who needs no introduction. He tried to frame his girlfriend's baby daddy as a child molester, but it turns out he was a level 3 sex offender who ended up going to jail because he fucked with the most vicious sheriff in America today. That would be the Florida Meth Waffle. And the final 12 seed in Turtleboy Ratchet Madness 2018. A woman who wanted to adopt a dog from a dog breeder and lost her mind when they would not give her the dog because her drug-dealing boyfriend was going to jail. The Westerly Wench Trench. Woo! On to the 11 seeds. Here we go. First up in the 11 seeds, we have a woman who did not make last year's Turtleboy Ratchet Madness, but was featured in a blog after getting in a fight at the Patriots Victory Parade. This year, she made her glorious return by faking her own suicide, pretending to be her mother, who found her dead body and broadcasting it live on Facebook to get revenge. That would be the South Shore Sausage Queen. She will be followed by the most infamous racist in Massachusetts, a man who is not really a man because he has a tendency to call little biracial children racial slurs. That would be Maurice Butler and the Diesels. Next up, while Aaron Hernandez was incarcerated in Shirley Max, he needed some lovin'. So where did he run to? That would be the open arms of Kyle Pure Kennedy. And the final 11 seed, a woman whose children thought it would be wise to put her niece inside of a refrigerator only to see their mom later go full hood rat on Facebook in defense of her. That would be Deanna Braga, the fridge baby mom. Time for the 10 seeds. First up with the 10 seeds, we have a girl whose father was a number 2 seed in last year's Ratchet Madness after she had got her face cut up because she fucked with the wrong guy at the Cranston Carnival. Well, she's 18 now, and she's trying to kill people on the highway in drug deals gone bad. That would be the West Warwick Trash Princess. The next 10 seed will be a woman who evidently thought that Turtleboy was a Xanax salesman and repeatedly messaged us looking to buy Xanny bars. That would be the Pawtucket Xanny Bunny. The next 10 seed is a woman who you may find in Worcester or you may find her in Providence selling marijuana to random cars. But one thing she will not ever be doing is wearing pants. She is Moby Trick. And the final 10 seed in Turtleboy Ratchet Madness. The worst parents who have ever lived. Just because they live in a nice town like Braintree. Don't get it twisted. They can still be ratchet. That would be the Braintree basketball parents. On to the 9 seeds. First up in the 9 seeds, a woman who does not have custody of her kids and very rarely gets to see them. Got into a fender bender at the Big Y, stabbed the other driver, drove home to drop her kids off, and then came back to the scene of the crime where she was promptly arrested. That would be the Chicopee DCF Grundle Queen. The next 9 seed up to bat, we have a woman who single-handedly keeps the wine industry in business in Worcester. You better keep your pants on at all times around her, or she will put you on her Facebook page. Diane Pino Crazy Ho Williamson. The next 9 seed up in Turtleboy Ratchet Madness is a woman who knows no boundaries. She will demean the deaf, the blind, and even 4-year-old dead children in Milford. She is the Bellingham Porridge Receptacle. And our final 9 seed in Turtleboy Ratchet Madness 2018, a woman who may have photographed her children in public, put them on her Facebook page with bizarre captions right next to pictures of her shit, her literal shit. The Brockton Psycho Hose Beast. And now for the better half. Starting with the 8 seeds. You think you've seen Ratchet? You haven't seen shit yet. Time for the 8 seeds. Our first 8 seed is a woman who was arrested by the Pelham police with 72 bags of heroin. But it's okay. She's not a dealer because she was going to do all of them that weekend. The Ethel Heroin Champion. She will be followed as an 8 seed with a woman who we entrust with our lives, who apparently thought it would be wise to go on Facebook and repeatedly call black people porch monkeys. That would be the Sterling Porch Paramedic. Next up, a woman who, if you try to take her bong, she will take your bong right back, run away, and then cry about police brutality. That would be Logan, gimme my bong, Heisman. The final 8 seed, a man who has been arming himself to the teeth, just waiting for anything with a pulse to stumble onto his property, until finally he shot a golden retriever who meant no harm to nobody. That would be the Lakeville Aardvark. Time for the 7 seeds. Woo! Our first 7 seed is a man who needs no introduction. She is northeastern Connecticut's most infamous gangster rapper who solidified his street cred by recently pulling a knife on a Connecticut state trooper. You all know who he is. We call him Two Smoke. He will be followed by the woman who you least would like to get into a road rage situation with, because she will literally murder you and then go back home and brag about it on Facebook. She is the Lowell Beaver Bumper. The next 7 seed up is a man who half the women listening right now to Turtleboy Live have been sexually propositioned for nudes by him in exchange for imaginary money that he doesn't have. He is the Lemonster Butterfluffer. The final 7 seed in Turtleboy Ratchet Madness is the other repeat from Turtleboy Ratchet Madness 2017. A man who has probably appeared on Turtleboy more than any other Ratchet, who this year decided that he would not only date a 16-year-old, but he would prostitute her on Backpage. From the living dump of Where, we bring you Kevin, the Street Sweeper Blackmer. Time for the 6 seeds, people. We're getting closer. We're getting closer. First up in the 6 seeds, we have a woman whose appearance on Turtleboy Live will go down in the ages because, amongst other things, she taught us what the term pussy poppin' meant while in between lap dances at her job at a bootleg Revere strip club. The Revere pussy poppin' stripper. Next up, if you are down at Cape Cod in the summer and you see a bunch of co-eds thrusting each other in 5-foot water, do not approach them, because you will need the jaws of life to pull them out of each other. They would be the Dennis Dinky Ticklers. Next up, if you live in Billerica and your house is on fire, you better hope that the orgy is over, or else your house will burn to the ground. We bring you the Billerica Fire Gangbangers. And the final 6 seed, a woman who claims to keep $3,000 worth of quarters in her house for her dog's cancer surgery. But really, she's just scamming you for a $20,000 GoFundMe because she tried to get knocked up by LeGarrette Blunt and it backfired, and she's a hooker with no job. That would be the Worcester Quarters Hooker. We're getting closer, people. It's getting more and more ratchet. I can feel it in the air. Time for the 5 seeds. The 5 seeds are good, I swear. You're going to like these. Here we go. First up with the 5 seeds, we have a woman who took being the cool mom way too literally and decided that not only would she buy booze for her children and their friends, but she would rent out a hotel room for an all-girls lingerie party. The Worcester Lingerie Party Mom. Next up, the biggest fat piece of shit who has ever existed from the dump known as Fall River, the King Cheese Hog himself, Steven Asante. Next up, 2 of Brockton's most infamous crackheads who have a tendency to fight to the death in the middle of daytime traffic. Luckily, they bring friends with them who will pick up their crack while they are getting the Hood Rat helicopter. That would be New Porsche and Wee Visha. And the final 5 seed is from the great dump known as Fall River. 2 of the most ratchet chicks you've ever seen fighting over some of the dirtiest dick you have ever seen. That would be the Fall River Trap Queen Gladiators. On to the 4 seeds. We're getting close, people. Quadrant number 1. Our first 4 seed started a national crisis with a racial hoax involving her allegedly biracial son getting lynched. Except her son is really white, and she was doing it for the $50,000 GoFundMe. That would be the Claremont Lynch Mom. She will be followed by Springfield, Massachusetts' most infamous gangster. A woman who is barely a woman, but still seems to find nothing but big-breasted women to eat her box. That would be the Springfield Lickalotopus and Pet Beefalope.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Yeah. Next up, in the 4 seeds, we bring you a man who, if you are a troubled 18-year-old runaway who has a tendency to cut herself and no self-esteem whatsoever, and you're interested in being a slave for a man going through the worst midlife crisis you have ever seen, we bring you from the house of many comes, Slave Master Steve. And the final 4 seed, the most bootleg wannabe Kardashian you have ever seen, teaching yoga illegally in New Bedford while declaring war on her neighbors and banging a 70-year-old ex-con millionaire. We bring you the Dartmouth Yoga Poon. We're down to the 3 seeds, people. We have 12 left in Ratchet Madness. Who will be our 1 seeds this year? We will find out shortly. Time for the 3 seeds. First up, you got to be pretty goddamn ratchet to assault and rob a 93-year-old woman and then go back into her old people's home and pretend to be a good Samaritan. That would be the Quincy elderly robbing junk boxes. They will be followed by arguably the most ratchet people in New Bedford, which is hard to fucking do.
Yeah, no.
We bring you Wheelchair Clyde and Knob Goblin Renee Sturgeon. They will be followed by another junk box who thought he was pulling a slick one on his girlfriend when he went to go get high in the Water Whiz parking lot. He claimed to save the life of a 5-year-old girl being kidnapped and ended up getting arrested on federal wiretapping charges. The Water Whiz Wonder Weenie. And the final 3 seed, another ratchet who came onto Turtleboy Live in the past after initially challenging every woman in the South Boston area to a fight despite being 7 months pregnant, and calling black women racial slurs. But it's okay because she changed her Facebook profile picture filter. The Norwood Spunk Trumpet. Time for the 2 seeds. Here we go.
Getting there.
8 left. Who will be the 2s and the 1s? First up with the 2 seeds. A woman who broke the record for most imaginary power in world history by running a cult Facebook page in which she made her cult followers donate to her Disney trip relentlessly. That would be the leader of the Moms of the South Shore, Ashley Brady. Next up, after Miss Ashley Brady, next 2 seed, a woman who just made her rise in Turtleboy Ratchet Madness in the last 2 weeks. She is way too old to be stripping, but she's doing it anyway because God knows she can't get a real job. But unfortunately, she doesn't make enough in tips to pay her fair share at centerfolds. That would be the Route 20 Ratchet Rooster. The next 2 seed from sunny California, a ginger cheese hog extraordinaire who happens to be an amateur, bizarre porn star who will literally bite your head off if you hold hands with your boyfriend or girlfriend in front of her. That would be Anna, the ginger cheese hog, Storelli. The final 2 seed in Turtleboy Ratchet Madness. A woman who you can find passed out drunk on the bathroom floor of her ghetto-ass business in Brighton, who has no business being in business at all and speaks in the voices of cats on Facebook. We bring you Diane. We have no cats, Kathleen Kelly. And now for the 1 seeds. Who will they be? Our first 1 seed in Turtleboy Ratchet Madness 2018 earned their way to the top seed. If you have ever gone shopping north of Boston, you have seen this individual before. If you are lucky, you will see her passed out, standing up with a Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee lodged in her titties. That would be the Burlington Mall Football Slug. The next 1 seed, a woman whose night of wanton destruction fucked up the career of her father, the district attorney, and led to the resignation of the 4 highest ranking members of the Massachusetts State Police. But we still do not know how many dicks she had to blow in order to get that heroin. We bring you Allie Bebo. The next number 1 seed in Turtleboy Ratchet Madness 2018. You may know her as Officer Friendly, but do not let that fool you, because she has some of the kindest bud you have ever seen. Not only was she a state trooper, but she was better at her previous career of laundering money, selling kilos of marijuana, perjuring herself, avoiding taxes, and coming up with websites called who'sarat.com. That would be Leah Genduso. And the final number one seed, the number one overall seed, you all know who it's going to be. A woman who needs no introduction, who is the perfect storm of ratchetness and woke. The greatest nemesis that Turtleboy Sports has ever seen. A woman who has turned white guilt into big business. That would be the one, the only, Didi Delgado. Woo! And that is our field for this year. Let's take it to the comments, Brett. Let's see what the people are saying. What do you think of the field, Brett? What are your initial thoughts? Who do you think is seated too high? Who's seated too low?
See, no. There's been a bunch of comments like, why is so-and-so so low? Why is this one so high? The rest is up to you guys.
Yeah.
Uncle Turtle put the list together, and we'll fucking vote, and people will rise and fall, all that. It's just a baseline. It's just,
agreed.
You know what I mean? Like, all right, these motherfuckers, and then let's
like
see
I said,
who goes
last year, the Final Four were an 11 seed, a 5, a 1, and a 2. So anything can happen. I mean, I think that's actually what March Madness is this year in real life. Okay, I think it's like there's an 11 seed in the Final Four, Loyola, Chicago. So what I'd like to do, I don't know, I'd like to hear from you guys about like who you think got left out of Turtleboy Ratchet Madness. If you agree with the 1 seeds overall, I thought the 1 seeds were pretty solid. I'm not gonna lie. Okay.
A lot of people are saying Didi, period. That's it. Just Didi. They've already decided
that she's gonna win the whole thing.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Well, that's their picks anyway.
Well, we'll see what happens. Let's go to the brackets. So let's check out the matchups of who's playing who. No, that's not it. We don't want that one. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Ratchet Madness. Here we go. All right. So let's start with the Cheese Hog region over here. I don't know if you guys can see this, but we're going to have Leah Genduso is going to play Wacky Walter Bird. So this, let me see the top seeds in this bracket. You have Leah Genduso as the 1, okay, in the Cheese Hog region against Ashley Brady is the 2 from Moms of the South Shore. The Quincy Elderly Robin Junk Boxes. You've got the 4 seed in this bracket is the Claremont Lynch Mom. The Laundry Party Mom could be a good one in here. The Lakeville Lardvarks in here. We got Walter Bird in the play-in game in here. We got a lot. We got Two Smoke in here. We got a lot of good ones. Who do you got coming out of this one, Brett?
Walter Bird's Korea Hunger Games. Well, you can advance. You know, if we go, what did he say? What was his exact words about we could go out and do something? Like, what are you talking about?
Rock the house. Rock the house. Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, if you guys can't see that.
The only thing you rock is the buffet, you rotund fuck.
Yeah. So, yeah, this is our first, let's see our first bracket here. We're looking, okay, so a lot of people can't see it. Let me zoom in a little here. All right. So, who do you got coming out of this one, Brett?
Out of who? What? Whoa,
the first bracket. The one with Leah Genduso. Do you think Leah's going to advance all the way? What do you people say? Do you think Leah deserved the 1 seed?
No.
Because you don't think so, huh? So who's coming out of this one? Because I got a sleeping one in this one. I think
you got a sleeper.
I got a sleeper. I think the Lingerie Party Mom, the number 5 seed, might take it. Because goddamn, that's ratchet. Goddamn, that's ratchet.
That's rough.
You know.
Well, see, the thing is, like, a lot of these is blogs and like people that took kids or elderly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like their story was how they fucked over a kid or an old person or whatever. So that's a little, to me anyway, it's a little more vile. You know what I mean? Like This broad sitting there giving kids Hennessy, dressing them up in thongs and fucking those pictures. Do you remember the pictures?
Oh yeah,
from the lingerie.
Oh, they were great. So I want to hear from Turtle
Jesus
Raiders.
Christ.
Who do you guys got advancing in this one? Let's see your picks to move this one. Who do you think's coming out of this region? Do you got Leah Genduso, who I would think is the favorite coming out of this one, but you also got
There's a couple of Leah in the comments.
What are people saying?
Robin Reed said Leah.
Yep.
Jason Nato said Peabody blows away to the semifinals.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So 12 could upset a 5-year. Yeah, the Dorchester Narcan Fairy, that's another good one. Okay. I mean, they're all ratchet. Just to make it here, you got to be pretty freaking ratchet. So we'll see. Let's go on to the next region. And that would be what is this region called? The Chud Stuffer region. I know that's Dee Dee's. We're going to do that one last. We're going to go on to come on, eventually, one of these days. Come on, where'd it go? Come on. Give it to me.
I can't even hate on Two Smoke anymore. That kid is just, dude.
Oh, he's gangster. All right, so let's go into the
on the
slot.
spectrum. He is a spectrum fucking baby.
All right, who do you guys got coming out of this one? There's some good ones in here. We got Diane Kelly's in this one. Kyle Pure Kennedy's in this one. The Lowell Beaver Bumper. The Pawtucket Zanny Buddies in here. The Norwood Spunk Trumpet. The Florida Meth Waffle. The Dartmouth Yoga Poon. New Portia and Weavisha. Logan Heisman's in this one. Ali Bebo's the favorite in this one. Who do you got coming out of this one, Brett?
I think the Beaver Bumper. I think that's going to be the one that shoots up.
The Beaver Bumper. She's a 7 seed.
Shoots up the rank.
So she would have to upset Diane Kelly in the second round, hypothetically. That would be a real upset. So I got coming out of this one. I mean, it's a tough one, man. I think this is the hardest bracket, but if I had to pick one right now who I think's going to win, I think it's going to be the Norwood Spunk Trumpet. I think she's a solid choice. Who do you guys got coming out of this one? Let's see what people are saying there. We got another Norwood.
Chud, it's a tough bracket.
I would say definitely the Chud Stuffer bracket is the most packed one of them all.
It's rough.
We got another vote for the Beaver Bumper. So that could be a real new Porsche. I'm telling you, I get so excited about Ratchet Madness because like anything can happen in Ratchet Madness.
Wait, so Sally Kelly says Pure is my sleeper here. Is that Pure? Is that the Perfux? Who the fuck is he talking about?
Pure is Aaron Hernandez's bitch, prison bitch.
Oh, yeah. No, all right then.
She's classic.
Fucking,
yeah.
Mr. Tat and fuck.
So on to this next region, the Trap Queen region, right? This is the Burlington Fupa Mall Fupa Slugs region. Also features Anna Starelli, the Water Whiz Wonder Weenie, the Springfield Lickalotopus, the Fall River Trap Queen Gladiators, who a lot of people don't remember them. We're going to remind you of them. The Denny's Denky Tinklers in there. The West Warwick Trash Princess. Maurice Butler and the Diesels. You got some great ratchets in here, man. I tell you, watch out for the Chicopee DCF Grundle Queen, too. Who do you got coming out of this one?
That one's tough as fuck. I got to go with that fucking douchebag that was banging probably a fat chick in the fucking end of the lot. And said, I stopped the rape, honey. Look.
Yeah.
I know I wasn't where I was supposed to be, but this is what I did.
What are people saying out there? Who do they got? So Brett goes with the Water Whiz Wonder Weenie. My pick out of this one, I'm telling you, this is my upset, Brett. I got the 9 seed, the Chicopee DCF Grundle Queen. I think is going to surprise a lot of people. I'm telling you, because we relive a lot of the ratchetness, and people forget just how ratchet this chick was. She kind of flew under the radar. People are saying Lickalotopus, the Butterfluffer, the Water Whiz, Fall River, Tuffy. What were you saying, Brett?
Athol.
The Athol chick.
Athol was bad. The heroin chick and them diesel dick lickers.
Yeah, I mean, talk about a tough bracket, man.
They could shoot up the bracket just out of pure hate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because of all the bullshit they started and did and all that,
That's
they
true
could go
too.
up versus just out of hate.
I wouldn't be surprised if they come on to Turtleboy and all vote for themselves. That's how fucking stupid they are. So you're right.
Dude, I would have them on a live.
Yeah.
Put them on a conference call at the fucking halfway house. Yeah. We'll talk to them.
I know. So Maurice Butler and the Diesels, they could be a sleeper here as well. The final bracket is Dee Dee's bracket. Put Dee Dee's bracket here. And that's not it. I think this is
Fupa
it.
Slug,
right.
Rundle Queen, Water
So-
Wish should go far. That's the comment.
So a lot of somebody.
Fall River Gladiators.
The Fall River Gladiators, that could be a good one. So in Dee Dee's bracket, who's in her bracket? The number 2 seed in her bracket is the Route 20 Ratchet Rooster. All right, everyone's favorite Worcester stripper. You also have the Wheelchair Clyde and the Knobgoblin Renee, who are going out against a really, really tough first-round matchup with the Agawam Fap Juicer, who's dead now, but that's okay. You can still make it. Also in here, you got Kevin Blackmer's back again. You got Moby Trick, right, walking around in her underpants everywhere. You've got the House of Many Comes Slave Master Steve, who could be a real fucking, you never know with that.
Dude, now he could shoot up, or he could just be like, people might be like, oh, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, that's true, too.
But the fact he's got a bunch of drugged, barely legals fucking in his basement should shoot him up the fucking ladder.
Slaves. Unfucking real. But, you know, a lot of people were saying Diane Williamson should be higher. I mean, Diane Williamson, a week ago, was not even on this list. She shot up from the bubble to a 9 seed. So that's pretty fucking good.
Wait, Kathleen Sherman just said, where's the Pearl lady? Where's that cat broad?
She's a 2 seed. We already talked about her. Cat.
All right. No. I'm reading the comments.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. George Gray says that Diane Williamson may make a run, but here's the problem, George. If she wins her first round matchup against the Sterling Porch paramedic, she's got to go against Didi Delgado, assuming that Didi Delgado gets past the winner of Milky Mike Gaffney and Tiana Trance, who you never know. It would not surprise me if 1 million people voted for Milky Mike Gaffney after the shenanigans he's been playing.
That's another one that can go up because of hate.
Yeah, exactly.
Diane and Mike.
Imagine that.
Me, like those are professional people that fucked up versus,
yes.
Oh, I don't know, House of Many Comes. And you know what I mean? Like, there's a difference in there.
Yeah.
You know?
Somebody said, where's the Attleboro Scissorsaurus? She was in our first bracket. She's in the play-in game. She's a 16 seed. Cindy likes the sleeper for the 11 seed in this bracket. Someone else likes the 4 seed. Who's the 11 seed in this?
Talk about the 10.
The fridge baby mama. Interesting. So, I don't know. Who do you got in this bracket? You got Didi advancing? I mean, this seems like the most likely.
Yeah, it does seem. But again, to me, just because of hate is why. You know, like what she's done.
Yes.
Versus, now,
you know what you think?
This ain't going to go over well, but some fucking walking eating disorder fucking made up some shit, capitalized on everyone hates black people and white guilt, and made a bunch of really dumb white people give her money.
Yeah.
Those people don't deserve money. They don't deserve a fucking dime if they're giving that fucking fuck-a-lump a penny.
Fuck-a-lump. It's true. This is a region where I can see a lot of hate votes coming out because you got Diane Williamson in here, you got Milky Mike Gaffney in here, you got Slave Master Steve in here, you got Didi Delgado in here. So really towards the top of this bracket, there's a lot of hate. The bottom of the bracket, you got some real old school ratchets like Moby Trick, the Route 20 Ratchet Rooster, the Revere Stripper, the Agawam Fap Juicer, Wheelchair Clyde.
A lot of riders have kids. And so that Slave Master asshole, a lot of us have daughters.
Yeah.
I have 3 daughters. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a lot of people are saying.
A lot of people
I'll tell you right now.
Vote that.
The matchup, the potential matchup between the House of Many Comes Slave Master Steve against Didi Delgado in the Sweet 16 could potentially be a championship type matchup, Brett. I think.
Yeah, no, easily.
You know.
See, now for me, it goes to House of Come.
The House of Many Comes?
Didi is just a fucking. She figured something out, and she's making money off it. Do I like it? No. Do I think it's as bad as having my 19-year-old daughter jacked up on Suboxone and getting a ball gag and an ass fuck? Yeah, it's not even close.
I mean, it's true. So, it like you said, it's fucking tough, man. I remember coming around last year and being like, oh, man, I want to vote for all of them. It's so fucking hard.
Dude, it's the best thing ever.
I know. So
you need to print these out and either put it on an email list, like however you can get them out to where people actually have a physical bracket
and they can
in their
fill it out.
hand. We need to do that.
I agree. So
ask the crowd. You guys want printable or whatever the fuck brackets?
Yeah, you guys want yeah, that's what we're gonna do for you people. we're going to do an email list. You give us your email, and we're going to email you a read-write Excel Word document that you can fill in and play along at home. Okay?
Print it out, tag the page, like that kind of shit.
Yeah.
You know, like everyone can.
Put it on your fridge, take a picture of it, send it in. All right? We can have a lot of fun with this. I like it. So here's how it's going to go. On Tuesday night, we will have the play-in games. All 4 16-seed matchups will be on Tuesday. This will be in the morning. All right? You will have all day Tuesday and into Wednesday morning to vote. Wednesday morning, the voting closes. We will announce who the winners are. Then we will have a field of 64. Okay? On Thursday, we will begin with, I believe, the Fupa-Slath region, and we will have 8 matchups for you to vote on there. We will present the case for each Ratchet. You will decide who goes on. 24 hours later, we will announce who is advancing and then move on to the next bracket. So we will do brackets on Tuesday, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Okay? And then we will have a field of 32. We'll take a couple days off, and then we'll get started a field of 32, and then the Sweet 16, the Elite 8, and then the Final 4. So it's going to be excited, people. It's going to be excited. All right? I'm pumped for Ratchet Madness. Bret's pumped for Ratchet Madness. We're all pumped for Ratchet Madness.
This is going to be great.
Yeah, so we really...
in the comments, a lot of people are saying, the printable bracket thing.
Let's do it, yeah. So
Quinn, Savvy, a lot of people are down, like, please fucking give us a way to print this out and fill it out.
All right. If you want
it online,
if you want the bracket, email turtleboysports@gmail.com, and we will email back a bracket for you. Okay? And then you can fill it in. I'm pretty sure if I email, I got to figure out, I'm not like an email genius, how to send one of those documents that you can fuck with. You can write on it yourself, not like a read write one. I don't know. We'll figure that out. I got a couple days. Okay. Will related blogs be linked?
Life on the fucking computer. She can figure it out.
Yeah. Nick asks a very good question here. Will related blogs be linked? Yes, we will definitely link all blogs because we want you to make informed decisions about this. That's a very good question. We will always do that. Yeah. And then we'll take them all and put them on Ratchet Island and watch them all kill each other after that. I think that'll be fair. So any other questions you people have?
No, I got a question for you.
Shoot.
Pick your top 4. Like not the top 4 Ratchets, like your favorite 4. Who are they?
Oh, that's a good question.
Out of this list.
All right, let me think about that. I would say, you mean like funny Ratchet or like fucking makes me sick Ratchet?
Favorite can't be make sick, I guess.
Yeah,
like,
it's got
my
like
4. I'll give you my 4 quick. The cat broad who got found with the cat medication, drunk as fuck.
Yep.
He's one of my favorites. The dude that thought he could get away with cheating and doing drugs by saying he saved the 5-year-old from being raped.
The water whiz kid.
That fucking trash bag that got knuckled up at the fucking Rhode Island Fair or whatever the fuck it was.
Oh, the West Warwick trash princess.
That bitch that got ass whooped, and then her dad was talking shit to everyone.
That was great.
And then probably the lingerie bitch. The one that's like, hey, there's nothing wrong with having my tweens dressed in lingerie drinking Hennessy at the fucking Motel 6 in Pittsburgh or whatever the fuck it was.
I would say...
Like, those are my 4 favorites. I'm not saying they're the worst. I'm not saying they're the most entertaining. I'm saying those are my favorites. Like, out of this
that's a great
landslide of cesspool cunts.
This is a landslide of cesspool cunts. All right. My 4 favorites...
fucking terrible.
I would say that I'd have to have on there one of them. Let me see this list. The Dartmouth Yoga Poon is one of my fucking favorites. I fucking love the Dartmouth Yoga Poon. I love the Pawtucket Zanny Bunny, man. She fucking brings me back. That chick wouldn't stop trying to buy Xanax off of us. I don't know who the fuck told her Turtleboy sells Xanax, but it was one of the. I couldn't stop fucking laughing. I would say those 2 made me laugh.
The best part of that one was the boyfriend going, hey, I heard you sold, was it the boyfriend or her that said, I heard you sold my girl Xanax?
No, that was another
he was
friend.
Like, nah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
He's like, well, how much?
I gotta go relive that one. That was a classic. I would say so. That's 2. 3. Let me think about 3. It's a tough man. This is a tough question you just asked. I would say 3. I would have on there the Fall River Trap Queen Gladiators. You might not remember these chicks because they were a while ago, but god damn, they were ratchet. The things that they were saying and doing and fighting. Oh, good God. I can't wait to bring them back. They're classic.
That's the best part of all these, though, is when, like, you look at the Facebook posts and, like,
You
hey,
relive it.
I don't even know why you were even commenting on this. Hop off my status, yo. Like, this is public. And you're talking about that it's okay to sell food stamps for bullet money. It's like, suck it and shut your fucking legs, you little twat.
My final pick for the 4, you got to go with Sex Master Steve. I mean, that whole situation, man, was just wild. It was just in fucking Shrewsbury, and the way they found it with an imaginary home invasion. I mean, you couldn't fucking script that any better. So those are my personal 4 favorites.
What was that? Wait. So a couple black guys came and kicked my door in, and well, they only took my wallet and a couple other things.
Exactly.
2 o'clock in the afternoon on a fucking Wednesday.
Oh yeah.
In Shrewsbury.
And I beat them with I beat them with this broom. Yeah. It's just like, what the hell?
I hit them with this dildo that my girls weren't using at the moment.
No. So yeah, if you email
Christ.
turtleboysports@gmail.com, we will email you back a writable bracket. So you can fuck with it.
Yeah, a bunch of people have already said email sent, request sent, and all that.
Perfect.
So,
all right, give us a day or 2 to get it all back to you. It's a weekend. But yeah, we will have an official episode tomorrow night of Turtle Boy Live featuring Intern Turtle. And I'm fucking pumped for this, Brett. So thanks for coming on, man.
Yep. So good.
And
all right, remember to vote your one time often, and they're supposed to like this page now, right? Because the lives are better on a personal page.
Yes. Yeah. So make sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So fucking make sure people know there's a bunch of turtle riders out there not knowing where the fuck their news is. Yeah. Set them motherfuckers straight. Let's all pick these ratchets and watch the world burn, motherfuckers.
Yeah. Somebody says, why wasn't Granny McBenchwarren on there? She was a bubble, man. She was right on there, but she just wasn't quite stealing money out of a tip jar. I mean, you can get more ratchet than that. So she was right in the bubble, but
yeah, Light Fingered Fossil doesn't register. Not on this list. This is an all-star.
Yeah, this is tough, man.
World-star hip-hop's best of.
We had thousands of blogs to get through. So anyway, thanks for coming, people. You have a great weekend. Keep up the great work. We love y'all. One love.
See ya.
Hold on.
2 seconds later.
Hold on. How the hell do I end this?
How the fuck I know?
Oh, great. My fucking mouse ain't working. Is this going to be one of those where I'm just stuck on fucking live show forever and everyone's like, you're still on?
That's 2.1 hour, 2 minutes, 53 seconds is blinking.
It's blinking?
Yeah, like in the top corner of your thing.
If you end this live video now, you'll be able to choose if you want to save or delete it. Yeah, I want to end it. End, motherfucker.
Pretty sure you already did.
Oh.
All people listening.
Usually people, yeah, like I'm on another computer and I still see we're still on. Live show tomorrow. Yeah, we got a live show tomorrow. End. Okay, there we go. My computer's being a FUPA computer right now, so it's being retarded. Still on, Jess says. I think it might finally be ending. Come on. One of these.
Jess said still on.
Yeah. We'll get it off in a second.
Quinn.